So we have finalized the discussion of simulation approaches, and now I would like shortly and briefly talk about tools for simulation models development. I have mentioned several times, and in frame of this class I am also demonstrated you how a specific software is utilized to develop a simulation model. So at least you saw ExtendSim, and I have briefly mentioned AnyLogic. That's why I would like to talk about software. So, in overall, I do not want to overload you with a huge block of information which is dedicated, example, to what are criteria for selecting the right development tool or going deeper of what kind of, let's say, tools we have to develop the simulation model, while a piece of information would be useful to know. So, first of all, guys, I would like to pay your attention that in overall, or in generic form, we have three tools or three types of tools of how we are able to develop a simulation model. So the first one is indicated here, and it is called universal programming languages. So meaning that yes, it is possible to develop a simulation model just by writing the code, so just doing a programming. Again, any programming language can be utilized. Java, maybe you have heard about this one, Python, C++, or whatever. Any language can be, I mean programming language of course, can be utilized to develop a simulation model. So, of course, to be honest, now the cases when researchers, analysts, or engineers are utilizing programming languages to develop the simulation models are, to be honest, rare one, okay? Because unfortunately, yes, it gives a lot of flexibility, but in the same times it makes a model development really very complex one. But just to finalize the discussion here, universal programming languages were the first tool which was used to develop simulation models. So the second category of tools is something which is called simulation languages. So as you see, we are already talking about some specific, some dedicated languages, but still a keyword here is languages, meaning that we are still writing the code. It's quite specific code, mainly targeted to simulation tasks, and here quite a lot of software tools can be mentioned, or languages can be mentioned, but one of the biggest aspect is that now simulation languages are not really very popular. Why? Because it's still required to write the code. So maybe one comment which would be useful for understanding is related with artificial intelligence. So I mean that yes, if you would ask me, I don't know, 5-6 years ago about simulation languages, my answer would be, guys, no, they are dead. That's it, the end of the story. No one is using them anymore. But right now, considering a generative AI hype, it seems that simulation languages have one more opportunity to become popular, because it's quite clear that for large language models, so for generative AI tools, it is, let's say, much more easier to generate the code, not graphical or visual objects. but it's like a current trend. So the last one, simulation systems. As you see, I have a check mark here, meaning that in frame of our course we would really utilize simulation systems. So I'm not going to teach you to do a programming. We are not going to discuss simulation languages, but we are going to use simulation systems. And as you see, according to the following diagram, there are two subcategories, a universal software and specialized software. So what actually means a universal software? A universal software means that it's a software product which is not targeted to the specific domain. So, for example, the software for traffic flow simulations, or software for production processes simulation, or whatever. And again, using universal software, it is possible to simulate any kind of systems. And as you see, here I have one logo. Again, guys, it doesn't mean that only one tool exists. There are plenty of them, but in frame of our course, we are going to utilize ExtendSim simulation software. So the second category is specialized software. So specialized means that a software is dedicated to a specific domain. Okay. Again, I have already noted. So maybe a software to simulate supply chains, a software to simulate warehouses. In frame of our course, we are going to explore a specialized software with a title PTV VISSIM. Okay, so this one is a software produced by the German company. I believe top 3 simulation tools for traffic flows. So, and as you catch up, I have already stated this one is a tool which allows to simulate the traffic flows. So we are going to explore the software. We are going to dig inside how the model development happens using a VISSIM software. Probably the last thing, guys, which I shall state, that ExtendSim and the VISSIM software, you will get following tools. It will be provided the links or instructions how to get them. So do not worry about the software tools which I have mentioned here.